What's up, guys? TheCampingRusher here. Welcome back to Factions Base Tour, a series where we go all throughout the TheArchon servers and look at the best bases that have ever been created in the game of Factions. Today is a one-up from anything we've seen before. Today is a faction called Optimize with almost 300 players on Factions Red. The comment came in from Joe Stott, or Minecraft username AmbitionX, and he describes what's going on, etc. And of course, if you want to apply to be in this series, you could be showcased in the next episode. Go down below, leave your comment, your best base, and I'll come check it out for sure. Alright, so let's get straight into this freaking thing. Thanks for the support on this series, by the way. Like, likes, comments, sharing it with your friends. It's doing awesome and it's very motivating. Every Saturday is when this series comes out. Yeah, do your thing. So, the outside is pretty standard, to be honest. The one thing that's different, this base, you can already see, this thing is massive. Yes, like this whole thing is base. And we're going in there shortly to check out the extravagant base that Optimize possesses. But you guys know I like to start with the outer. So one of the strongest parts about this base, of course they've got the cobble monster defense, the walls. But they have a 110 block gap from here to there. Just to put that into perspective, when we raided Mark, it was a 65 block gap. And we were just able to bow down the wither, and it took probably 40 minutes though to hit that wither shot. This, I don't even know if this is possible. 110 blocks, dude. That's a huge gap, and to aggro with the wither with the bow strategy may not work out. And that's one of their strongest defenses in my opinion. With that in mind, they've got the cobble monster walls here. One of the things that makes this strong, and I know we did something similar to it in our first base on Platinum, was the water sources. You get this ocean-like middle, and the water sources basically replenish themselves, I think is the idea. So this helps, definitely slows down, if not makes it impossible for a wither to take down these sources. Because that's what you have to do. You got to wither the top, and then the cobble monster is supposed to come right through the area that's been withered. But with these water sources, I don't even know if it's possible. If it is, everything's possible. So it just makes it very, very difficult. With that in mind, they got cobwebs too on the outer part here. And there's only 2 walls, so you don't really need more than these walls. You just need 2 good walls, or even 1 good wall. And yeah, there's only been 1 person who's ever tried to raid this, and they only got to the first wall, I think. That, like, just the first wall, and then they stopped there. You can actually see right here, this is where someone tried. They got the cobble monster, and you can see how destructed it is here, but they didn't even get to the power wall. So we'll talk with the owner of this faction later on in the video and get some of the stories behind this base. And now we head into the base, the main part of the base, the inner part of this beautiful thing, and this is what stands out to me, the sheer size of this thing. So here it is. Welcome to Optimize's base. Enjoy your stay. And I'll slow down my fly a bit now just to give you a peek. So I'm gonna fly up. Look at this thing, dude. It's one big square, but keep in mind just how big it is. Not looking at, yes, that is pig spawners, I think, or is it pigment spawners on top of the roof? And like, they don't even have it closed in. That's another thing I like. So we'll do it piece by piece here, but to start off, you've got the nice little entranceway. I'll also go right in the middle here and show you the F map. It's massive, dude. That's how big the claim is. They have over 700 claims, and their faction has over or around 300 players. And again, we'll talk more about the faction statistics with the owner. But you can go anywhere. You've got 4 pathways. This is where to the storage. This is towards the Iron Golem farm where they make their cash. This is the Pigman where they make their God Apple, I assume, where they get all their God Apples. And this is to their head area. Their head area is very complex as well. We're going to start out with the Iron Golem because this is usually what brings riches to factions. This is how how factions are able to function and make the money they make, is through the Iron Golem. Look at all these things, dude. This is rows of, I don't even know. Of course, we'll do the calculations later on in the video. But this is like depth of, or height of 3, depth of like 7, and then rows of 10 plus. That's at least 150 spawners around there. That's how many spawners are here alone, Iron Golem. And they have more. They just can't fit anymore in here. I guess they could bring it down a row, but I guess then the AFK wouldn't activate maybe. But yeah, they've got even more Iron Golem spawners, I think, like another stack in Ender chests. So these guys are loaded. So that's that. That's where they make their cash. Now, over here, I actually haven't been in their chests because, again, we focus more on that when we're calculating. But this is one of their main storage areas. And they keep lots of stuff here. They also have a bedrock vault, though, that we will check out because that's where they keep most. They're probably not going to have much in there due to there's no water there. They're not set up for defense yet. So most of these middle chests aren't actually filled. It's these ones at the back here, the ones that have been covered with water. Just check this out, dude. They're labeled a little wrong. And look at this, though. Just chest plates. And this is like Prop 4 and Breaking 3. We've got Divine. We've got some God stuff in here. This is Factions Red and Blue. And they are just freaking loaded. Like, look at all these. This is the most dubs of Prop 4 one of these bases has ever had. And they've got golden apples, god apples, boots, diamond boots, legs. It's all here. They're loaded, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff packed into this. Well, why not, dude? This base is so defended. And, yeah, is withholding the attacks from the enemy. Why not load it up with the gear you're going to need in battle? Moving on, let's go over here. This is one of my favorite parts. Usually spawner rooms are closed off, but they have this thing done so well. I guess anyone could do it, but it just looks so cool being out in the open. When I first saw this, I'm like, are those just to look cool because no one can activate them? But then I realized once we go up here, they obviously should end up just falling down there and dying right away. So no one's going to crawl out, and then you get all the drops from them, and they all roll in somewhere here. I don't know where. Oh, there's some of them. The gold nuggets. So this is where they make all their god apples and oh, it's so good. I just love the sheer size of this thing. I also love the natural design. The grass and the wood design with the glowstone looks amazing. And then, so once you get out of like the main hub area, they've even got cow spawners too. I just noticed this just to make it even more natural. And they have them like naturally caged in here so they're not walking around. And they've got tree decorations with cool armor. Like, it's such a cool setup, dude. They've also wasted 9 bedrock on the spawning platform to show their power. Dang, you know I love that. You know I love confidence. So there it is, dude. That is their main hub's probably one of my favorite parts. And then you come out to this area. So we've seen lots of the storage. The last thing to look at, there's more storage over here, by the way. This stuff is, I think this is probably their raid chests, where they kind of keep random items from raids. But they've got even more stuff here. This might even be their main storage area. It looks like my bad there, my bad. It looks like this is their main, yeah, this is definitely their main storage area. So we were over there looking at all their stuff. That was their sub-storage area. This is the main part. God, these guys are rich. I want to take a quick stop right now. Take a quick pause. Last episode, if you missed it, check it out. We looked at a base that was worth $200 million. That was on OP Factions, though. This is normal Factions. So, in the comments below, before we do the calculations, do you think this base is going to be worth more than the base that we previously looked at last episode? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your suggestions. Moving on to the last thing here, the heads. So, how does this thing work? Well, it's split up. So the top here, the top 4 rows here are all random heads, okay? And then down here, I guess would be like the beautiful heads, the top heads, the best heads. And yeah, so what they actually have clear labels. They have their username, the rank they've donated for on TheArchon. Thank you, by the way. And that's this head. And then up here they have like the faction and what their role is. So this guy, and I don't know much about the Factions Red community, but Grills Mod, why has he got Iron Golems attacking? Oh, he put one down. Grills Mod, so the Grills faction, this is his mod. Envision member, Envision, so they must have something against Envision. Naji owner, Jerome Fan 1, Oracle, just stuff like that, dude. Very like it looks messy at first, and then you come up and you realize it's very organized, and it just looks epic because they're all stacked together. And if they end up filling this entire wall, wow, dude, that's crazy. I don't know. This base is epic. It's amazing. I'm very impressed by it, and good job to them. We're going to go talk to the owner of this faction, get some stories behind the base, and then we will move in to the calculation. Well, gentlemen, you guys have a very beautiful base. I'd like to say hello to Grice and Vage 2OP. I guess that's your team. See, we got what is it, Grice Conj? You're jumping. I can barely see you. There he is.
Yeah.
How you boys doing?
Yeah, what about you?
Good, thanks. So just to confirm, Vej here is the owner, and Grice, are you co-owner or mod or what?
Like admin and co, yeah.
Admin,
yeah,
cool. All right, cool. So you guys are powerful people. I got a couple questions to ask. I've already looked at the base. You guys have a magnificent base, and thanks for letting me tour it today. So first off, how long has this beast been alive? How long has it been up?
Around 2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks. So it's pretty short-lived base compared to some we've seen, but you guys have done a lot of work in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
like, wow, dude, wow. And so that leads me to my next question. Like, how much time have you put into this base?
I think around 5 days is probably like
5 days at like total time, like that, like straight.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, and I can see it too, because guys, just think about all the cobble they have to place, and then the walls. And how many of you worked on it? Like, how many? Were there only a few of you working on it? Because you guys have a big faction. Optimize.
7 people, I think. Around 7 people working on it.
7 people. So out of the 310 members you have, or so, or no, that's right. Is that right? Yeah, 310. Yeah, I read that right. Yeah. There is only 7-ish of you that live here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
like, those are the mods.
So this is the mod base.
Yeah.
Now I noticed you guys have like a 700-ish claim, like it's a massive claim. And does most of the power go into this base, and kind of the faction caters to the leaders? Is that how it works? Sort of like a dictator faction?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all power
okay.
goes to the space.
Yeah.
But we have a bedrock vault too. So.
Yeah, we got a bedrock vault claim too.
Okay, yeah, okay. You got the bedrock vault. So everything basically is catered to the owners. How do the people of the faction feel about it? Just like the normal citizens, I guess. Are they cool with it?
I think they live in like Sky Vault and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they live in the darkness kind of thing. And is it weird, or they're just fine with it? They just roll with it.
They just roll with it.
They just why not, right?
They
So,
kind of have to, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys are the people, you guys are the leaders. So, is it because you are such a powerful faction here on Red, that's why they accept being kind of the low on the totem pole, or do they dream of becoming one of the dictators one day? Why do they stick around? I'm trying to see
that's
that.
Actually that's kind of funny you say that, because someone messaged me earlier this day saying, "Can I join your faction? I just want to be on top of I just want to be like really good on Red like you guys are." Okay,
so that's what it is. You guys are known as that good faction. That's why you have all these people. So it works out very nicely. And despite dictators usually looked at in a negative way, but it works, especially in this situation. It works in this situation, and you guys are doing a really good job. I got one more question. I think this one is, and I'll ask the viewers this as well. What do you guys have a name for the base? And if you don't, what would you name this thing? Because this thing's a beast. What would you name it?
Best base on Red, you know.
Best base on Red. Just
something like best base on Red or 2 OP, something like that, you know.
2 OP. That's a cool one. 2 OP. So you guys really think like this is probably one of the best bases even on the Archon server?
Yeah.
And that's why it's being reviewed. Sure. Yeah. So, wow, I want to hear guys' comments in the comment section down below. What would you name this base, this beast? I want to hear what you guys have to say, because I don't know. There's tons of names that could work. The owners call it 2 OP. And, yeah, good for you guys. It has not fallen yet. Well, thanks for letting me tour around today, gentlemen. And actually, I do have one more. How much money went into, ignoring like the spawners and whatnot, what went into the actual blocks of the build? How much cash?
Around 5 million.
5 million? 5 million?
Yeah.
Okay, so see, pretty expensive in the big scheme of things. we are going to move on to the calculations now and see if your base is because that's kind of how we rank the bases in this series on the Archon, is by pure value of items that are stored here and the part of the design. So we're going to move into the calculations. Thanks for having me here today, gentlemen, and good luck in the future. The calculations are in. And here we go. I hope you guessed right in the comments down below. The value of this optimized base, including over 300 total spawners, 85 dubs of Prot 4, 4 dubs of TNT, and then an added miscellaneous, just in case I missed some stuff. We have a total value of $343,881,500, dude. Wow! Round of applause. Woo! Woo! That's crazy, dude. Good for you guys. Optimize. Continue to dominate the Factions Red server. Wow. I really want to raid this base. God, that's crazy though. Good for you guys. Thank you for letting me tour your base and sharing the stories. It was awesome. Keep in mind, guys, we're actually going to head to their Bedrock Vault to finish off today's episode. And this Bedrock Vault that we're at right now, this is where they store their gapples and their heads and stuff like that. Or not their heads, but their helmets and stuff like that. Look at those gapples. Like this Bedrock Vault alone, I did not include it in the total because it's not considered part of that base. This is base tours, not faction tours. So yeah, this base is around 50 to 100 million. That's how much it's worth. But you can see this is where they keep all their unbreak, like helmets, if you didn't know, are like the rarest thing on servers. Like they're the hardest to get because they break so fast. So this is where they store like their best gear: Divine, Prot 4, Unbreaking 3, the Divine, the Immortal, etc. So yeah, I didn't even include this in the total worth of the base. So yeah, this is where they keep their good stuff. But with that, everybody, I think it wraps up today's episode. If you did enjoy, please remember to touch that like button. Seriously, right before you go, right now, quickly, bloop. There, I hope you touched it. If you did, you're awesome. You're beautiful either way. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to tune into this series every single Saturday. And then watch out for Factions. The main series comes out every single day, but you know that. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Come join us here on pvp.thearchon.net. Play on any one of the faction servers and challenge yourself. I challenge you. Can you make a base and get it featured in this series? Can you make a base that's so unique or so powerful? I want to see him. I want to see the talent out there because I know there's a lot of talent. Have a beautiful day, everybody. We'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.